Howdy, partner. It's your boy, Jason, here for episode 4 of Noise Kitchen Studios. Ooh, the latency's gone. Gods be praised. Today, we are going to finish this song. The song Sunday, album The Derelict by Marville. And we're going to have some fun. I love Mixbus stuff. That's what I live for. It's where the real fun happens in mixing. Order of operations today, real simple. A little bit of drum work, bunch of Mixbus work, little vocal work. That's it. This video could be like 5 hours long, though. You don't know, because I'm about to do what I love doing with mixing, which is like really intricate little like automation things with the Mixbus. We're gonna do some parallel processing. Like, it's the fun time. Everything else is kind of like making sure the foundation's good, concrete's poured, drywall nails are in, plumbing's good. It's kind of the boring part, but it pays off dividends in the end. And now it's really time to truly elevate this song to its entirely different level. And we're going to go over a lot of different things, a lot of different little techniques, things you can use for any song, any genre. Music's music. What does it really matter? But yeah, enough chit chat. We'll start with the drums. If you've liked what you've seen so far, if you found this mere little tiny, little itty bitty channel tuckered underneath a trash can, holding out its hand, it's I holding out my hand, and all it asks is, "Please, sir, can I get a like and a subscribe?" And you look at it and you're like, either you do one of two things. You either like give it a nice like and subscribe, or you kick it in the face. The choice is yours. I can't make that for you. But what I can do is continue to make shitposty ways to ask you to like and subscribe. So we're taking it all the way back to the beginning. I feel like I've done this a few times, but we're going to do it a few more. Step 1 of what I want to do with the drums is mute everything else except the main vocal, surprise, surprise, the drums and the bass. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here. I'm going to find all my little tom fills that I love, all my little drum fills. I'm going to turn them up. Yeah, that one drum fill, I was like, oh man, I love that little drum fill. I'm going to go through and turn that bad boy up too. And that's it. We're just going to start there. Simple clip gain. I just want to before I do any crazy plugin stuff, I just want to turn up my little drum bits that I love. I'm going to poke through without me having to do anything. And there's some cool drum bits within here, so let's work on that.
And seeing change in what they hang, the plant that the South can finally make good on what it claimed. A summer and I thought of what was angst. Oh, beauty come make good on what it claimed.
Right here. So wow, these drums sound really good. I forget. We need to do some uncovering work with all the sound going on in the song to make the drums come back. We can do that. I just want these drums right here. Rise up. Rise up. That's one to turn up. Because the chorus is right here. And that's one to turn up into the lead. Using, we'll also hand write the automation. Right there. For this, a little bit of that. A little clickety click. Oh, they're -3? Sweet. We'll bring them up to unity. We'll do some more of this in the Mixbus, but for right now, we'll just do it this way. Just a little automation. Happy little trees vibes today. I can never get it just right. There we go. Good enough. One for you. Good enough. Where's it at? It's so... I wish there's a way you could just write in these numbers. I mean, I guess you could. You could draw a rise on the fader, but I'm just going to do it this way. It's easy. But yeah, all I'm doing is just building up the rise. There's a rise there naturally with the drums. I just want to turn up a little more. Let's see. Good enough. All right, then we'll drop it back down -3. So basically what will happen is the drums will return to their normal volume when they come into the chorus, which is all I want. Oh, come on. You're so close. Good enough. All right. Check it.
Thanks, oh beauty, come make good on what it claimed.
Perfect. Just a little rise.
Like angels, only angles in her arm. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare. Asylums with a famer gaining on the air.
Oh shit, the drum fill's me? Oh, let's fucking go. I don't think I've mentioned it yet, but Zach did all the drums on this album. And apparently, I did this little drum fill right here, and I love that drum fill. And I promise I'm not being biased. I know I did it. But hell yeah, I did it. I'm not really a drummer, but I love drums, so hell yeah. Nice. Go me.
Flare asylums with a famer gaining on the air.
Hell yeah.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what it claimed.
This bass line sounds so weird out of context. No instrument sounds worse in solo than bass guitar. And I'm a bass player, but you meet that you solo that and you're just like, shoot this guy. What is this? What's going on?
And what did it claim? To a head in the side in a bed. As a dichotomy I feel great. Heroin of hell inside of the heroin.
This crash it right here. I guess I should talk about the bass after this. You probably are noticing the wild synth sound that was kind of buried. So we'll get into that momentarily. Just turn up little things. Nothing crazy, but I just want them louder without having to like make the whole thing louder essentially.
I got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts. In the name of science, let's let Adam and Eve go.
That one right there. This other rise here. This one I was looking for. I was thinking about this the other night. I wanted to go back and do these. Yeah. Cool. Right here. These are both pretty cool little rises. It's really quiet. It's really -10. What am I looking at? Snare bridge? Oh shit, it is. Oh, cool. I guess I haven't really done anything with the drums before I started remixing this video either. I kind of forgot about that. I just put them on the back burner because they sounded good. I did some basic work. I'll go back and look at it, but I didn't really do too much. Mostly just ordering things, paying them out. These little ladders, 3.6. I want this really to knock.
Adam and Eve.
This one too.
Like
Perfect. We'll drop it back down -10. They did seem real quiet, but I mean it sounded good. It sounded good so far. I haven't complained about the drums. They might have been getting a little lost throughout the song, but I was just like making drums loud is pretty easy. Nothing big. Good enough. And one more. Oh, come on, dog. You got it. There we go. It's just so annoying. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Done.
Like angels, only angles in her art. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare, silence with a fame gaining on the air. Like angels, only angels. Strangers, only playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare, silence with a fame gaining on the air.
Okay, done. Easy. Now, let's move on to the Mixbus. The bass guitar in this song has been my guide star. It's been the thing I can trust. Trust with my life. Trust with my mixing life. And I didn't do much to it, to be honest. Let me check what I did. Not a lot. What do we got? EQ, take the top in, about 2.5 kilohertz. Usually the point that I cut off bass if I'm looking for more of an old school Motown kind of sound. This song is definitely that. We got the virtual mix rack. Just the FG Bomber, essentially a transient designer. Big fan of transients. Going to be using them a lot in 2025. It's like compressors, but they actually just do what you want them to do without having to really do much. My favorite kind of plugin. We have an SSL native. Where are you? This is a saturation plugin. I think it's the same one that's on the main vocal. Let me check. Where am I at? It's not. It's a different one, I think. No, it's the same one. Yeah, there's a bunch of SSL saturations. Great plugin. Love that. And lastly, just going through an LA2A, which is a very classic compressor for bass. Love an LA2A. Big fan. And that's about it. Same as the other songs, it was recorded with, I believe, my old SWR Working Pro 700, which was a very unreliable amp and kind of took a dump soon after using it, going into a 210, and it kind of sounds good. I should come clean with saying that I don't care about amp sims in any capacity. I don't give a shit. I use them all the time. Couldn't care less if you do. If it sounds good, it's good. I've had a lot of trouble making a bass guitar sound good DI. To this day, I've gotten better at it. It's been a lot of work. I got an amp sim that I kind of like. Use that in the next song. But this song just kind of kicks ass in the bass. I think it's literally because microphone, 10-inch speaker, sound. And damn, is that not a hard thing to get with plugins? I must contend. It's not hard. It's hard. It's really hard. But, you know, we make do what we got. None of that matters for this one. This just sounds good. The bass sounds great. There's a little something extra, though, in the bridge. That is a synth bass. Check this out.
Inside of the heroin.
This is a double. I played it twice, but I used this thing. This is I still have it, the original pedal. This is a Digitech bass synth wah. Essentially just a synth pedal. Works good on bass, works good on guitar, works good on anything. And you can get them for dirt cheap still on Reverb. This one's one of the old ones. It's made out of like cast iron and it weighs a ton, which makes it kind of cool. But I use this. I would recognize that sound anywhere. It's one of the settings on here, but that's about it. And yeah, so that's the bass. I didn't do much. I didn't need to do much. I nailed it the first time, 10 plus, however long, 28. I still don't know when this album come out. I should fact check that at some point. But yeah, that's about it. Also, the bass, as mentioned previously, was a candy apple red, like Squire from the 90s that I kind of wish I had still, but I don't. But yeah, that's about it. Mixbus Analogy Time by Jason Eckert. I've been teasing this one for a while, and I finally want to talk about it. I'm on the top right of the screen instead of the top bottom or bottom. That's because I feel like I am now looming over the mix instead of being beaten down by it. I am now in control. I'm holding the reins now after much meticulous work. Okay. First off, to differentiate between a mix bus, a master bus, so on and so forth. Master bus is whatever the sound finally comes out of. The final thing before export, usually referred to as like a stereo bus, 2-channel, 2-bus. I just call it the master bus, although it is labeled stereo bus here, so what do I know? That is the master bus, the true final door that all audio must go through before it's be printed out. To me, mix buses are the things that you're intentionally sending other audio through, usually like categorically, something for the bass, something for the drums, something for the main vocal, background vocal, gang vocal, guitars, and that's all we got in this one. Okay, here's my metaphor. A DAW file is like a giant family, and there's like 100 kids. It's a big old family, proper Catholic kind of family. 100 kids. Imagine that many kids. I like 100 kids. It'd be a lot of fun. I love kids. But in the master bus is the parents, right? It's a stereo bus. There's a mom channel and a dad channel. And they're busy. They're busy. They're working full-time jobs. They got 100 kids. Holy shit. What are they going to do? So that's where the mix buses step in. And the mix buses are like the older brothers and older sisters. And so like while mom and dad are over here just like trying to keep the lights on, 100 kids, Jesus. You know, not the younger siblings, but the kind of like the older siblings, they're the ones who are like wrangling the audio up, keeping it orderly as it makes its way to mom and dad. Because, you know, you gotta like, the kids gotta check in with mom and dad have to check in with the kids, but it's a lot easier if the master bus, the parents are like kind of getting fed orders through the older kids instead of 100 kids just hitting the bus at once. 100 kids yelling, screaming, going crazy. It's like mom and dad are gonna lose their mind. And to further this this metaphor, is it a metaphor, analogy? I still don't know my English terms very well. But regardless, we'll call it an example. The challenge with the original mix in this song is it was done in GarageBand. And GarageBand is what I learned on, technically. And it's a great DAW, but there's one problem with it. You can't assign mix buses. Everything goes to the master. You can't do any kind of routing, which always pissed me off, even with the new version of GarageBand. That basically looks like Logic, but like one that doesn't have those functionalities. Always pissed me off because like if you're starting out in music, I wish you could just go learn about mix buses because it make your life easier. What I'm trying to get at is that the version of GarageBand, the original album was mixed and produced and recorded in was GarageBand. Thusly, it didn't have mix buses. If I try to do this mix with just a stereo bus, it would suck. It would just be hard. It'd be so hard to do because instead of corralling music into a center channel or a central point that I can manipulate, and I'll start to manipulate more as we go, I'd have to be going through and do like individual tracks. I'd have to have like compressors on tons of things, basically acting in the same way, when instead I can just run things to a single point that I can modify, use compression, whatever, and then send it on out. And that's all I'm trying to get at. And that's really all my gain staging is. There are sins. I guess you could call sins like the cousins that are coming into town to help out. They're not really like that important, but they're useful for feeding like side information to the parents. We will get more into sins in the next song because I have a different mix template for it. But yeah, that's about it. And that's really all you need to know about signal chain in audio. This is how I learned. You got your tracks, got your mix buses, categorized by instrument usually. You got your master bus. That's all you really need. We'll do a little more cool stuff in here. I'm going to have some actual like proper synths. I have one already, produce some more. But the end of it, tracks, mix buses, master bus. Start simple. That's all you need. And every DAW except for GarageBand can do that. Every single one of them. Every single one. Okay, thank you. I hope that helped. So one thing that's definitely time to start doing is making some room in this mix. We're getting claustrophobic. I don't really tend to care too much about making room for things until the end, I'll admit. I'd rather just be like sending it, full send on everything until the end and then figure it out. I don't really do a lot of preemptive like, oh, let's take 400 hertz out of the guitar here, blah, blah, blah. I want it loud. Go, 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 loud, 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 loud. and then worry about it later. I'm not that like precious with music, audio. I definitely am not a Tinder kind of mixer. I do really just like beat the living shit out of audio. Why? Because it sounds better. Hello. Like, it's all there is to it. Worry about it later. So, but now it's time to worry about it. Like I said, these drums sound dope. These drums sound dope. Check it out. Drums. But they're getting buried. Check this out.
I'm seeing change in what they hang. The plant they the South can finally make good.
Oh, wait a second. They sound fine. What's the problem? The guitars.
What it claimed. A simmer and I thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed.
So the problem is the kick's getting lost. Snare's pretty good. I want to do some more work with the snare. I need some more snare. The snare doesn't sound like shit. I'm not going for the meme, but I need some kick drum. I need some more kick drum. So what we're going to do is we're going to solo out the drums. We're going to solo out, leave the bass in the guitars. We're going to find a part. When we're doing Mixbus work, like EQ kind of stuff, I always just like to go to the loudest part of the song and work from there. Usually if you can fix it there, it's fixed for the rest of the song. So let us go to the final chorus, which is dummy loud. And yeah, let's figure it out. See, and the bass isn't really stopping the kick either. It's more of a matter of we need to boost the kick, we need to cut the guitars. So let's do exactly that. What we got? We don't have anything on the guitar bus, right? I think I cleared it out. There's a little bit of compression, that's all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut something out of the low end. Let's start with the pull tag. This is a custom series EQ made by Slate. It's basically a pull tag. Once again, I like fixed focal point EQs because it limits my choices. I know you can still move it. I think you can change it if you want. No, you can't. This is the one that's actually fixed point. There's some other ones that pretend to be fixed point because the actual analog hardware was. This is fixed point. You get what you get. So I'm just going to cut low end until I find something that brings the drums back. Let's try 200. Why not? I don't think that's it, but whatever. We'll cut all the 200 hertz out and see what happens. Okay, so now I'm going to flip between, we got 200 hertz, 100 hertz, and 60 hertz. 200 is like, I guess that's still technically the top of the bass. This is actually, these frequency points are a good way to think about the lows, 6, 100, 200, low mids, 400 to 800, high mids, 2K to 7K, top end or treble, 10 to 15K. So that's a pretty good way. So 200 is like the top end of bass. Like 350 is like the beginning of low mids. But anyway, so we're just going to take this out. I'll flip through all three of them and we'll see if it changes. I think it's 200 though, which is good. We'll find out. It's 60. I'll boost it all the way. Check this out. Doesn't sound very good. So we're just gonna cut some 60 out. I used to do a lot of real hardcore high pass on the guitar low end. I don't do that much anymore. Joe Barresi, who's a very famous guy who's known to mix albums, he's all about keeping the low end in the guitar. I've been aiming for that recently. So we're just gonna take out some 60 hertz until, once again, the low end on the kick is still not there. And also there's some weird things, there being a lot of different drums. None of that matters right now. I just want to take up enough low end so that punch of the kick drops through. So 3 hertz? Or sorry, negative 3 dB. You can start to feel the bottom give out on the guitars. I don't want that. I want to find the point where we've taken out enough low end in the guitars, the sum of the guitars, where it doesn't feel like it doesn't have any legs, but just enough for the kick. Okay, I'll shut up. Then I'll flick it on and off. It's subtle, but it's there. That's all I need. Eventually, I'm going to get caught on this channel adjusting a plugin that's actually turned off, but I think it's turned on, and my ears tell me it's doing something. That's when we'll get into the psychology of music. That's going to happen, because God knows it's happened to me before. It's a very weird feeling when you've been spending 30 minutes on a plugin, swearing to God it's changing the sounds, and you see it's off, and you're like, wait, what? It's like, it's a thing. It's wild sort of psychological experience, but we'll get to that. But that's it. Little 60 hertz. I can tell the difference. It's subtle. This is a passive EQ, technically. Pultec is a passive EQ. What that means is that the effects of it are more subtle, I guess you might say. Also, you can't really have passive EQs. You can't adjust the Q or the actual like shape of how broad the EQ is. It's a fixed point, and I'm pretty sure on like most Pultecs, it's a pretty broad EQ, not a real sharp one. But I prefer broad EQ slopes unless I'm dealing with like a problem. Then like a real tight one's nice. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Okay, next we're gonna do the inverse, where we add some low end to the kick drum. I don't plan on touching any tracks in this song except for maybe the main vocal. Everything is going through the bus. It's bus time, and I don't play when it's bus time. Like, I'm really dedicated to these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 channels are all I got. And we're just making broad strokes across the audio. Drum bus, what we got? So we got some stuff on here. This is a plugin that's free, made by a company called Analog Obsessions. They make really good stuff. I get confused by what their plugins are called, honestly, a lot of the time. But I'd like to go through some more of them in a later video down the road. But they're all free. Analog Obsessions, all free, phenomenal sounding plugins modeling analog gear. This is just like an EQ. Couldn't tell you what it's modeling. I'm not that good, but it sounds real good. And it looks like I just was boosting some low end. Check it right here. Like 10 dB, like a lot, like some EQ. It's a really cool sounding EQ. Got the mix rack here. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, we've got channel strip, 1176. This is a newer transient shaper from Slate. That's really good. Here's their brand new Pultec modeler, which is phenomenal. I love it. And then we cut a substantial amount of audio out the back. Let's try turning it up like 3 dB. I like that. Let's just check it in context.
Like angels, only angles in her art. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare, sounds with a fame gaining on the air. Like angels, only angles in her art. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare, sounds with a fame getting on the air.
That's cool. I might leave it at that. I might automate it so we get some boosts and cut on the drum volume throughout the song. Let's start from the top, actually. We're going down a rabbit hole. There's going to be a lot of rabbit holes this episode.
planet that the South
I like it.
can finally make good on what it claimed. A simmer and a thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angles in her heart.
We're gonna add some distortion to the drums. They cut through in the choruses.
Like angels, only angles in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air. Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what it claimed.
Okay, where it actually makes the vocals sit a little better. I've kind of got a nagging feeling in the back of my head. The vocals were not too loud, like they're in the right space. It's just that they're a little too in your face. But you know, oftentimes, you know, at the end of the day, if you're ever like really in a rut on a song, mute everything but the drums and the vocals and get those to rebalance. And by virtue of bringing the drums up, the vocals sound perfect, the perfect spot.
And what did it claim? Until I head inside of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel.
Okay, cool. It does not solve the problem that I'm trying to fix, though. I still want some more kick. Dad wants some more kick. And we're going to use another EQ. I'm going to go look for one, and that's where the next part of this video will start. Okay, we are back. EQ time. Nothing crazy. It's never anything crazy. I need to get more crazy with mixing. I need to have, like, sins going into sins. If I could look at anyone's production files in human history to see what was going on, JPEG Mafia, I would love to know what the fuck is going on in that kind of stuff. Oh my god, those songs are crazy, dude. Something's gone. There you go. We're just gonna use an SSL EQ. This is the Slate FGS. I don't know what any Slate plugins call. I just call them about the real thing, but they can because of the lawsuits. SSL EQs are about the opposite of a pull tag. You can make them as like broad of an EQ shape, thin of an EQ shape. I don't use SSL EQs very much, to be honest. I like things kind of caveman simple, but if I need to do something surgical, this guy is always who I go to. I need kick in my life. I seek the kick. There's kick there already, and I was looking at this bus too. Apparently in the past, I too thought that I needed more kick because on this transient shaper, I put it on kick sharpener, which basically just sharpens the low end of the transient. So I was thinking along the same lines at some point in the past, but we need more kick. We need more kick. All right. I'm drinking a lot of coffee these days, folks. Too late. Don't care. So we're going to solo the drum bus. We're going to solo the guitar bus. Because we need something to play off of. We can't be soloing things by themselves. We're going to shoot ourselves in the foot. Got to have something to bounce the idea off of. The guitars are the main doing battle right now with the drums. You'd think it'd be the bass, but the bass is fine. Once again, the bass has been the guide star. The guitars, though, they're a little all over the place. There'll be more EQ work on the guitar in the future, but right now, kick drum is all I'm focused on. So kick drum it shall be. And I don't know what to do. Let's turn knobs till it sounds good. Fun fact, mixing, just turn knobs till it sounds good.
Getting on the flare, sounds with a vapor getting on the air.
do need to focus on what these tracks are. I need to hear what the actual source of the kick drum is. Let's see. Is you? Sounds good. What I'm listening for is I'm trying to find where the beater is in the kick take, because I don't really want to boost the low end. I'm not looking to really add low end to this song because the bass, this is one of those songs where the bass is underneath the kick drum. Two kinds of music. One where the bass is over top of the kick drum, like speaking in terms of frequency, like it feels like it's over top. This is the case in like a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire songs and a lot of Chic. The bass is over top of the kick. And then in a lot of stuff like Mastodon, Blood Mountain, great album, a lot of the bass is underneath the kick. So those are two reference points for what I'm talking about. And music you should listen to. Go listen to some Chic, man. Nile Rodgers, come on. This is a good reference. Like I said, this is a weird song because there's a bunch of different drums and they're all meant to be like a big kind of drum take. But this is the one because all the drums, they're basically the same drum kit, same problem. So if I can find the frequency on this guy, which seems to be like the lead source of the kick, I can fix everything else by virtue of fixing this. There it is, 180 hertz. Gotcha. That's what I'm looking for. The top end of the kick. I'm going to do a video. I keep talking about the videos I'm going to do one day. I'm going to do one on EQ in a better way to think about EQ. But essentially, instead of thinking in my head about what, like, oh, I got to boost this. Of course, it's going to be this frequency. Like this kind of like, this PDFs you get where it's like, if you're trying to fix this in the mix, boost this specific frequency. And that's not really how music works because nothing's quite that even. But if in my ear, I'm thinking about the specific thing that I want to boost, it's not the bottom of the kick. It's not the middle of the kick. It's the top of the kick. The punk kind of like punk rock. That's like a lot of the kick drum and punk rock is that top bit, this bit. That's what I want to boost. That's what I want to get. So let's see everything back in context. Let's see if I made any difference. I'll turn the EQ off and on.
Like angels, angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the floor. Solemn to the fame and getting on the end. Like angels, angels in her heart.
A little too much. It's blowing out the rest of the song. But this is it. This is the frequency. I don't really want to cut any low end. It sounds fine. I just want a little more kick. Work on the snare next. Snare is easy. Kick's kind of hard. Kick's not really. Kick takes me a minute, but we'll start the song over from the top and see if it's got what I'm looking for. And then the real check for more kick will be the second verse. This part right here where the groove really finds itself. But let's start from the top. Okay, too much, but we got the right frequency. And that is all that matters. I'll try a 4 dB. I like it. Okay, I'll play. Sorry.
And seeing change in what they hang. the South can finally make good on what it claimed. A simmer and a thought of what was angst. Oh, beauty, come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angles in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare. Silence with a flamer getting on the air. Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did it claim?
We got it. Now I'm making my life a little easier. I said I didn't want to touch the bass, and I'm still not really touching the bass. Little adjustments. But if I take a little bit, what were you doing again? There's not even EQ on the bass bus. Oh, perfect. I'm going to take a little bit of that frequency out of the bass. Because, yeah, it is still walking over a little bit, I guess. Whatever. I don't want to mess the bass too much. It is my guy's star. But what we can do is take out a little bit. 180. Not a lot. Just a little like that. But we'll settle into my little chorus. No, sorry, my little verse right here. Just take out a little 180. And that will make the kick shine through even easier.
Teasing days and
I'll be using the stock EQ, Old Faithful.
teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did it claim? Teasing days and who was made lame.
Made this more of a consistent loop.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what it claimed.
Here it come back.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl.
Kick goes away.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what it claimed. Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what it claimed. Teasing.
That's it. Not much. 2.5 dB. While I'm here, we can make the bass a little more bassy. All right. Let me do the old simple tricks, little 80 hertz. Although usually I like boosting, like for standard tuning bass, usually 70 hertz actually. Let's do 70 hertz. Just a little fundamental bump. 1.5 here.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what it claimed. Teasing days and
I don't think I used flat wounds in this song. I'm pretty sure there were wounds. You can hear the fan, actually. If you pay attention, that little like shh sound. That's the fan from my SWR head. The fan was spinning because the amp was about to basically detonate itself. It was not a very reliable amp, but you can hear it. Damn, that's punchy as shit, bro. Damn. But a little here, a little here. I don't really need to add anything else. That's all.
teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what it claimed. Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what it.
Let's try this. Let's try boosting the same frequency on this dude. That's not right. Let's see. Let's try again. Because technically these circuits will sound a little different. Oh, I don't know how to do things. Oh, I can't go down to 180. Oh, it only goes to 200 hertz. I don't think it really matters that much. Yeah, it's getting in the snare territory. Bottom of the snare. Like a little more kick. Like 5.5. There it is. I turned the bell on, which basically just like makes it a very focused EQ. And when I turn it off, watch how the low end comes back in from the boost. Basically, when you turn it off, the area around the EQ that is boosting expands a lot. Yeah, you'll hear it. Another big choo-choo. We're going to get this one done before Big Choo-Choo shows up. Let's go. We'll cut a little bit of low end out, 45 hertz. This is a high pass filter down here. Okay, from the top. I think we got it. Oh, everything's muted. Okay, I must take a break. Big Choo-Choo's coming, but this is it. But we need to cut this back down to like 3.5. It's a little too much. All right, I'm gonna take a break. Big Choo-Choo. I don't mean to chastise the trains coming through. I actually really love living near train tracks. Trains are my favorite musical instrument. They're really loud, and none of them sound exactly the same. And if you live around train tracks, you kind of get used to like certain trains, certain tones of trains. There's this one train that had a real fucked up sounding horn. I call him Little Wheezy. He sounded like a donkey coming through. It's real funny. Yeah, I don't mind him. I don't mind him at all. Okay, so I think we got it. I turned the EQ down a little bit once again. It was getting a little crazy. What is it? 3.5? Yeah, sure. I think that should be it.
And seeing change in what they hang. The plant they the South can finally make good on what it claimed. A simmer and a thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed.
Yeah, that's it. That's cool. It's cool. It's real cool. It's real cool. Oh, damn. I'll love a nighttime coffee. Snare time. Your snare sounds like shit. The memes. What are the memes about the snare sounding bad? I don't know. I think snares usually sound fine. I mean, I'm a Saint Anger snare appreciator, so what do I know? But I don't know. I think people overthink snares too much. If it sounds good to you, it's fine. You know, if you got 1,000 snare samples, first 10, pick one. That's your snare. Similar sort of thing about the drums. I'm not looking to boost the low end of the snare. I want the top end of the snare. But snare should be easy. Snare's not a big deal. Snare's easy to hear. Kick drum, I don't know, not the easiest thing to hear. So we'll go back to this has become my favorite part. This little loop right here. We're just going to find, using the same EQ, just find the right frequency. Just make the snare go. You can hear the snare. It's present, but it needs to be like, boom, bap, boom, bap. Not enough bap. It's more like lowercase bap. It needs to be all caps bap, essentially.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good.
I never really know what the right frequency is for snares. I just gotta earball this one. So. It's 2K. You can really hear the filter sweeps on this one. That took me a long time to really be able to hear the change in the Q shape on these kind of plugins. But when you turn it to the furthest point right, it's the broadest. And when you turn it to the shortest on the left, you'll hear how the characteristics of the drums change because we're affecting the totality of the drums. So just listen. And like neither one sounds really good when you like pick an extreme, but like when you find a sweet spot for it, it's pretty good. Okay. We'll find it in context. I think it's 2K though.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The weed that ate the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. Teasing days and who was made lame. The weed that ate the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. Teasing days and who was made lame.
Oh wow, it's pretty dramatic. It's off right now. I'll flick between on and off.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The weed that ate the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. Teasing days and who was made lame. The weed that ate the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did it claim? Until I heard in the side of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great. Heroin of hell inside of the heroin.
The drums have gotten too loud. Oftentimes you'll have to rebalance the output volume, or at least some of the general volume. You know, EQ is just volume essentially, just kind of like volume but in a specific area. So the drums got a little too loud. Also going to do a low pass trick a little further back at that breakdown. Let's take it back to 7.5. That's about right. Let's check.
Heroin of hell inside of the heroin. I've got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts.
Yeah, cool. Final chorus.
Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare, silent with a flame gaining on the air. Like angels on angels in her heart. Like strangers only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare, silent with a flame gaining on the air.
Yeah, cool. Background vocals getting a little buried. That's fine. That's not a big deal. But the drums feel good. The drums feel good. I need to do some automation.
Teasing days and who claimed. And what did it claim?
Crash is kind of walking over the vocal here.
And what did it claim? Until I heard in the side of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great.
Yeah, easy. Kick sounds good. Kick sounds good. Okay. Where are you at in the? Yeah, you're at the end. Sweet. We got an EQ right here at the end. Just doing a 400 hertz bump. Cool. Whatever. I just want to just this one part right here. We're just gonna like cut the high end out of the drums so that they don't walk on the vocals.
Did it claim? Until I heard in the side of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great.
Yeah, right there.
Did it claim?
I'll bypass and I'll play it through.
Did it claim? Until I heard in the side of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great. Did it claim? Until I heard in the side of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great.
Cool. Let's automate that real fast. Just gets in the way of the vocal. There's ways I could deal with making the vocal stand out, or I could just get the thing out of the way that's causing the trouble. Yeah, do that too. So we'll start back here. Any chance to listen to this verse again, I'll gladly take it. I love this verse. Makes me happy.
Teasing days and who we day the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did it claim? Until I heard in the side of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great.
It's a little dramatic. Let's move it to like kind of. Oh wait. This is the problem. I wanted it to be a subtle removal of sound, but nothing.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did it claim? Until I heard in the side of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great.
It's not subtle. It's always hard to do like subtle EQ shifts in the top end without people noticing. But I think that when I kind of work back around to the main vocals again, which we're mix busting our way back to the top, working with drums, we'll go to the guitars and end up at the vocals. So I think by the end, when I go back to work on the vocals, main vocal, BVGs, whatever, they'll be kind of like crazy enough that you won't notice the change. That's the goal. But yeah, that's it. Cool. All right.
Harrowing of hell inside of the heroines.
What else could we do? We could automate where this high pass goes away in the verses or choruses. So some low end comes back in during the chorus. I'll demonstrate, see if it matters. Is that 45? Yeah.
A summer and I thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, holy angels in her arm. Like strange.
Yeah, I noticed it. Cool. So we're just gonna have low end come in at the chorus. The chorus, right? Big chorus time. So we're just gonna have it come in, like it's cut during the verse. Have it come in during the chorus. All right.
Like angels, holy angels in her arm. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare. Silence with a vapor getting on the air. Teasing days and
Cool. And then do the same on the last chorus. I guess the bridge. Yeah, we'll have the bridge. The bridge is kind of a chorus, kind of a bridge. Okay, we'll do that.
as a dichotomy I feel great.
Actually, I think it should come in on the second half of this verse and then clean up on the bridge.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did it claim? Until I heard in the side of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great. Heroin.
Cool. And the last chord.
His only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting
feeling the caffeine tonight. I think I can keep going. I've stopped eating ice cream. Late night ice cream. I love ice cream. Ice cream's my favorite thing in the world. It's the perfect combination of like cold, dairy, sugar. Sugar, that's the problem. Eating too much sugar this late at night kind of start to get real weird. Heart starts racing, all that kind of stuff. So I changed it for coffee. Late night coffee. Do a late night coffee. And honestly, I gotta have some. I don't know. Something this late at night. After about 8 o'clock at night, my brain just goes, you know. And, I mean, you probably know. If you're mixing, you're probably mixing late at night. You're probably doing something to keep you up. Coffee, energy drinks, marijuana. For some people, it kind of turns them up. Not for me. But, yeah. So, I'm rambling. We're going to do something on the drums and the bridge. I'm gonna go take a break. I'm gonna set up send. We're gonna try something. It's not reverb. It'll kind of be reverb, but I got an idea. So we're gonna do that in a bit. And we're back. Last thing of the night. I just want to do some fun stuff. Don't we all? Bridge. Bridge feels like it's in a cavern, right? Song takes a trip down like a big old cavern, Grand Canyon kind of thing. That's why the delay works on the vocal. Kind of opens up. It's a big old K-band drum beat kind of thing. What if we put some like spatial thing on the drums? I'm using a send. It's send, like sending a letter, which is really hard for me to say. Let's call them sands. Sands. It's the path all your sins are falling out of into the underworld. Sands. And it's coming off of the drum bus. You can make a send go off of anything and anywhere. It sends off the bus. It sends off the tracks. Doesn't matter. So I don't know. This might be a failure. I don't know. You never know till you try. So I'm just gonna. Thinking some reverb. I'm feeling some verb. I got verbs, man. What should we use? Something new, maybe? Is there a reverb plugin from Safari? Dirty Dog Reverb. Okay, let's try that. Okay, cool. One thing about sends that is important is that if you're doing an effect send, this is actually a rule. Very few rules in music. This is actually a genuine rule. If you're doing a send, like an effect send, meaning you're taking the signal and you're routing it to another place with the signal, you want that signal to be 100% wet. You don't want any dry signal going to the effect send, 100% wet every time. There's really no time you don't want that. This might actually be the only genuine rule in music. Like there's no reason you wouldn't just want it 100% what the effect is. You already got your clean. Now you want your effect. One of the few rules. That's about it. That's the only rule I got. Yep, that's it. It's the only rule. It's the one rule. Because there's no reason not to. You just want maximum effect, right? Well, that's getting edited out. So true to my word, the drum verb here is 100% wet. Never use this plugin. I don't know nothing about it. I've been trying to use these Safari pedals more. I paid for them. As I mentioned, they're on sale, but I paid for them because they have like guitar effects. I think that's kind of cool. So I got just the drum verb muted. Just play around with it, see what happens. Oh, there's other things going on actually. Why is there bass? Sorry. I always so confidently say things. Something's gonna happen. That's not it. We'll try a delay. Okay, we're gonna try this lustrous plates plugin. I'm having trouble. I'm not able to hear this bus by itself. I'm not sure why. I'm still getting the drums. I don't know what's going on. I don't feel like messing with it, so we're just gonna wing it. Let's see, width, depth. You can change the kind of plates up here you're using. Modulation, wet, dry, dynamics. I don't want to mess with any of that tonight. Equalization. There it is. And we'll dial in the low end. We don't want the drum reverb affecting the low end. This is too silly. We just want it like getting like the top dispersion, you might say. Speaking of frequency dispersion, let's go max. Yeah, sure, why not? All right. And we're only going to have it in the bridge. Only in the bridge. Drums drive the rest of the song. But let's float it back. Right. Oops. I think if you click this twice, the song starts. Yeah, I keep doing that. Not bad. All right. Another excuse to listen to the verse, and we'll drop it in, see what happens.
Teasing days and who was made lame.
Oopsies. Everything's muted. Okay, we're good.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The weed that ate the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did it claim? Until I head inside of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great. Heroin of hell inside of the heroines. I've got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts.
That would be cool. Okay, I like it. I like what it's doing. Here's something even more fun I can do. Whenever the Kim vocal comes in, we'll mute it again so that it has some room to be more present, like the verb's not walking over the guest vocal, and then we'll cut it back in on the one. You'll get a bit of like a dynamic, so you have like some verb, and the verb will go away. You'll kind of get used to not being there, and then it'll come back. So this is automation time. I wasn't kidding. This is where the fun happens. Fun for me. Automation is the spice of mixing. I'll say it till the day I die. It's where you have fun. It's all about fun. Okay. So yeah, we'll rhythmically bring it in, bring it out. It will start on in the bridge and then cut off, but you'll see.
Until I head inside of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great. Heroin of hell inside of the heroines. I've got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts.
Oh shit, what happened? Oh no, hit the wrong button. Oh goodness gracious. My bad. How did I do that? I'm always hitting the wrong button in keyboards. Me and keyboards, I swear, have gotten worse over the years. Let's try this again. I need... Well, I guess the drums from... Yeah, we'll do this. I kind of fucked up that last one too. That's on me. I can't blame the DAW for that. All right, again.
Until I head inside of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great. Heroin of hell inside of the heroines.
gain a little more on it. It's just more noticeable. That's good. Just a little something, something.
As a dichotomy, I feel great. Heroin of hell inside of the heroin. I've got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts. In the name of science, let's let Adam and Eve go. Like angels, only angles in.
It's something you feel more than hear, but you can tell it's there, and it's just giving some. It's just expounding upon the fact that that part feels like it's really opening up. But I don't want that anywhere else. Everywhere else with the song, I want it tight like a tiger. So nothing, none of that in the chorus. And that's about it for tonight, I do believe. And that's about it for the drum bus for right now. Next, we'll do guitars. But I'm going to play out the rest of the song, and that'll be the end for now.
Her arm, like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare, silent with a fame gaining on the air. Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the floor, silent with a fame getting on the air. Go make glow what I've said. By lying in some stranger's bed.
And we're back. Noise Kitchen Studio. Feeling a little manic tonight. Had to dial it back a bit. Mind's racing faster than the hands can keep up with. Many such cases. I did a car check today. Car checks are important. Cars sound bad. Most cars sound bad. Your car probably sounds bad. My car probably sounds bad. That's why it's important to check your mix in a car. I have things that model cars through the VSX system, and they're actually frighteningly accurate to how bad your car sounds or my car sounds. But it's fun to do an old school one. Throw the song in, see what's going on with it. And parts of it, it's funny how well these, even without using the modeling, I'm not using the modeling because I can't figure out a way to do it without it being on the master, really mess up the quality of the video. As good as these sound, and as good as the modeling is, it doesn't really work unless you have a pair of the headphones. So I've kind of bypassed all of that, but even just like naked, these headphones still translate really well. And sure enough, some of the problems I thought I had in the song were showing up in the car. With that said, there are some good parts too. The drums sound fine. The bass sounds fine. The guitars actually sound better than I thought. So I'm not really going to have to do too much, I think. I may still experiment. I went back here and adjusted this low pass I put on the drums at this one part in the second verse. That was taking my head off in the car. Actually, I was quite extreme. So I adjusted that. That's really about it. Oh my god. The only other thing I think I might do real fast is put another high pass on this reverb, this drum reverb in the bridge. I think it's walking over top of the bass a little bit. And can I not do that? Can I not get an EQ? Okay, well, let's do it this way. Channel EQ. Perfect, easy. I'm just gonna put a quick second kind of high pass on it just to see, because I feel like it's walking over the bass. That simple.
Heroin of hell inside of the heroin. I've got desires and wishes
this. It's just like the extra low end coming out of the drum bus verb. It's just making the bass go away, and I don't want that. There's some things I could do to like deal with it, or I could just put another high pass on it to make all the low end reverb stuff just vanish into the night.
Heroin of hell inside of the heroin.
Yeah, cool, easy. Okay. Next up, some room for the vocals. Like I said, I've been waiting to do the vocals last, so I know exactly what they need, and also they'll be the loudest thing. But I need to do some. So I need to give the drummer some, and by that I mean take some away from the drums, make some room for the vocals. So we're gonna go to the bus and the drum here, and we're just gonna take some away. Usually like this kind of range, 1 to 4K. Just make some room for it. We'll try there. Might go lower, might go higher. See what happens. I just want to kind of Ecking? Is that a word? Etching? I think etching is the word that I'm looking for. Etching out some space for the vocals. So just drop it out. Subtractive EQ.
Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare. Sounds with a fame gaining on the air. Like angels on angles in her heart. Like strangers only partners playing parts.
And then we'll do the inverse and add some top end to the drums.
Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare. Sounds with a fame gaining on the air. Like
1.5 dB. Drum. The vocals are back. That easy. Done. Doesn't take much. That's exactly what I wanted.
Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare. Sounds with a fame gaining on the air.
I'll switch between them.
Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare. Sounds with a fame gaining on the air. Like angels on angles in her heart. Like strangers only partners playing parts.
God, I love it when it's that easy. And it can be that easy. Just small moves, man. They add up. All right, cool. Let us try some distortion on the drums and the chorus. Let's try that. A little bit of blah kind of thing going on. A little something to kind of just make it just kind of jump. I think we're going stock plugin. One of my favorite plugins that comes with Logic is just straight up. Ooh, we could use the Chroma Glow though. Shit. Ooh, let's try the Chroma Glow. Chroma Glow is a new Logic Pro distortion plugin that comes with a DAW, and it's sick. Just models distortion, many kinds of distortion. Some sort of AI thing was involved. I don't know what that means, but I do know it sounds real good. And I think this could be fun on the drums. So, and there's a bunch of presets too. So we're just gonna loop the first chorus. We'll like wet dry it, something. But anyway, I'll play it. That's a little too much, but it's cool. There's some really cool distortion sounds in this thing, man. I love them. Dude, it's sick, man. I love this thing. I've only barely touched it. I've used it a few times, but I'm gonna start using it more. Let's try it in context. Only gonna be on during the choruses, nothing else. Just something to hype it. Let's try this. I love this thing, dude. Oh, song time.
What it claimed. Like angels, only angles in her.
No, that's not it. This is why I don't really check things in solo like this. We need one that makes it brighter, not darker. Although ironically, this one's called "Brighten Me Up," but it ain't brightening anything up. So let's loop everything and just play around with it.
Angels, only angles in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air. Like angels, only angles in her heart.
Subtle, but it kind of works.
What it claimed. Like angels, only angles in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air. Teasing days and who was thought of what was angst. Oh beauty, come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angles.
Let's see. It's got something that's not tube. Try magnetic. I'm not really feeling tube. I'm a transistor kind of guy, if I'm honest.
Like angels, only angles in her heart.
Better. Maybe some more in the mix.
A simmer and a thought of what was angst. Oh beauty, come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angles in her heart.
It's not doing it for me, I gotta be honest. Let's try something else. It does as advertised, but and this isn't to discredit the plugin, it's just not working in this context, but every setting's making things darker. I need them brighter. I need them jump out of the fuck it. This might work. If this works, this is going to be a bit of a spoiler for a future NKS episode. This is a plugin made by a company called Nudist Audio, like naked audio. It's called the Nudistort, and it's a good plugin. And I'm going to play around with it in a future episode. See if this one works.
Angels, only angles in her heart.
I should do it in solo just to kind of show off what it's capable of. It's bug wild. All right. That's not it. Let's see. Default minimum weird. It's brighter. All right. In context, let's see if this works.
And I thought of what was angst. Oh beauty, come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angles in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air. Teasing.
Okay, cool. I feel kind of bad if the plugin I was hyping up wasn't it, but they did exactly what I wanted. Just made the drums more distorted, sure, but made them brighter. Made it more chorus. Chorus bright, usually. Sometimes chorus dark, but chorus brighter than everything else, usually, in my opinion. Pop music, formula, logic, what I tend to ascribe to. Let us automate this. Okay, we gotta go do the thing where I automate the thing and I hit the button and I go bing, bang, bong. Okay. I did a bit of a cut on the mic to take the room noise out, like 80 hertz. I kind of like it. Kind of tightens it. A tighter bottom end. All right.
Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air. Teasing days.
Vocals are really starting to come back too. The vocal layers are getting kind of lost in the car check. I think it's because like taking that little bit of the drums out just really open that space back up. Okay, like I said, just in the choruses.
Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air. Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air.
Perfect. And actually, this plugin solved another problem I had. I've been having for a while with this song where the hi-hats in the last chorus, the little tick, 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 and on the pan down the sides, they're getting kind of buried. And I was like, I gotta find a way to bring them back out. And this did that. So that's taken care of too. Perfect.
Getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air. Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air.
So an inverse problem though is that the kick drum has kind of vanished. I noticed that when I used the new distort, it kind of took out the low end. One reason it was brighter. So what we're gonna do is try to alleviate that. We're gonna do that the easiest way I can think, which is just turn up the low end on this kind of like 180 low end thing we had going on for the kick drum. We'll just boost that in the choruses. So easy. And I'm just gonna eyeball it. So what is it at 4? Make it 6 dB. That should be plenty. So give myself some lead time, and we'll do exactly that. We're just gonna automate it real time. Oh, hi, that's the chorus. No, here we go. Red chorus, blue verse. Red chorus, blue verse. Okay.
Come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air.
It's gonna lose some kick no matter what. I don't really care that much. The kick's not actually that important in the chorus. Like the bass kind of takes over and like does the low end thing, so it's fine. But I'm trying to help it out a little bit. Same thing in the second chorus.
Like angels, only angels in her art. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air. Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts.
Okay, that's good. That's it. I should probably go ahead and deal with the fact this song has got a lot of 3.5 in it. The piercing frequency in the human hearing range. It's something else. My car, man, I would do anything for that thing to have a graphic EQ, but it don't got a graphic EQ. All it's got is got an EQ boost for bass and top. And the top, it's like 3.5 to maybe 6. And it's just like pure brittle death. It's like, hey, you know, you want to turn up and down in your car, the brittle death frequency in it. And it's, I wish I had an EQ. But the good thing about it is that it lets you know if your song is just like ear piercing, which I do have a tendency to make piercing music. And I don't want to hurt your ears. I'm not trying to cause pain. I'm trying to cause love. So what we're going to do, because the chorus is the allowance part, and this is kind of, I haven't really done much Mixbus stuff yet because I do it last, changing my ways. Usually I mix from the Mixbus down, try and change my ways in 2025. So we're just going to go, let's check and see what's got going on here. Got 1.5, got some 5K. I bet you if I turn this down, it'll be better.
Mary Magdalene getting on the flare, sound to the fame getting on the air.
Oh yeah, that's much better. I admit, usually I use Master Bus EQ for these days taking things out instead of adding it. So just taking out a little bit of this 1.5.
Mary Magdalene getting on the
versus this. I think it was at like what, 2 plus?
Mary Magdalene getting on the flare, sound to the fame getting on the air.
This feels a little more natural, a little more how you actually hear things, as opposed to you having to use like a hearing aid or something. Let's check from the top. Yeah, it's brought down. It's just bringing it down.
And seeing change in what they hang, the plant they ate the South can finally make good on what it claimed. A simmer and a thought of what was angst, a beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, holy angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare, sound to the fame and getting on the air. Teasing days.
Also, just that little change, it's had the effect of making the room sounds of the backing vocals open up too. Like that was a real load-bearing frequency in the wrong kind of way. Like, just play one more time. Listen for the background vocals. You hear them better, and you kind of hear the room and the space they're in better too. That's a 1.5 dB. Psh, different song.
Like angels, holy angels in her heart. Like strangers.
Hear the harmonies in it too. Like it's that easy fix. Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the guitars now. I'm gonna stop futzing around with the drums. I swear, I could do this all day, but I'm gonna stop because I like the way it sounds. I think I'm good. Okay. I should also add, I said 3.5 and it turned out to be 1.5, which goes to show I'm not really that good at knowing frequencies or whatever. I took one of those like EQ tests online where you're supposed to guess the wrong frequency or like what's bad about the mix, and I was off every time by like an octave, and I was like, oh Jesus. So when I say numbers regarding frequency, take it with a grain of salt. I don't really think about things that way. I'm not that good. 7K I know pretty well. That's a pretty good one. But generally speaking, I like just the broad range of sound. It's about all I can get. I don't pretend to be an expert. But you don't gotta be an expert. You don't gotta be an expert. I ain't no expert. I've done this too many times. I'd like to think I can at least pretend I know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's the thing about mixing though. Proof's in the pudding. If you ain't cooking, if the final product ain't it, well, you ain't worth shit. So that's what I kind of like about it. Talk is cheap. Results are all that matter. So, guitar time. Finally, guitar time. Guitars sound good. I don't know. I think that was fine. I don't got much to say. I think so. A little boost as a treat, maybe. Maybe some distortion. You know, I'm trying to change many things about my life in 2025. Not just music production related. One thing I'm trying to do is lean less into compression and more into distortion. Distortion ends up making things more vibrant in the speaker. Compression just makes things kind of louder in the speaker. They both make things loud, but I feel like distortion is really good at making things the good kind of loud. The loud you want to get from compression, but you don't. And I think a lot about like Dr. Dre albums, like The Chronic or like 2001, like Still Dre, that kind of stuff. And I guarantee a lot of that music relied more on distortion. I could be wrong, but it just feels like it is, because all those songs have like phenomenal distortion on them, like really distorted. That's actually carried over into more modern music too. I mean, Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar. That's a fantastic example of an album that just uses distortion so well to make itself just like pop out of the speakers. And as time's gone on, Kendrick albums have gotten more clean, I feel like, especially with the new one, G and X. It's his own kind of sound, and I like that sound too, but like Good Kid, Mad City is like, it's just like a masterclass in like little bits of distortion making things pop out of the speaker. I think Trey was involved in that one. I'm pretty sure he was. So, distortion. And where is the guitar bus, Jason? It's on the end. I haven't touched it at all yet. So in my mind, I forgot it was there. Like I said, we don't got a lot. Took some low end out earlier with the drums. We'll probably keep using this EQ if I want to make some other changes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. We're going to use the Slate channel strip, mimics channel strips in a console. It's very subtle. It's a very subtle piece of technology, especially with the different variations of channel strips. I can't really hear the difference unless I'm really clip gaining it, but it's fine. I mean, I still use it all the time. So I'm going to use it for is distortion. Just turn the drive knob up and see what happens. Okay. I'll turn it down to turn it up. Yeah. Let me solo it just for a little better context. Yeah, it adds, it's maybe it's not as subtle as I'm making it out to be, but it adds an instant weight to things by turning the drive knob all the way up. And let's see, this one's like an SSL, I think this is an SSL. This is a Neve, Trident, no idea. API, maybe? I'm not quite sure. Bright, a lot of low end, more lo-fi. I'll flip through them and see if we can see change the difference. That one's brighter. That one's louder. That one's more scooped. I'm happy with it. Let's just try it in context, see what happens. We'll start back with the SSL 4K. I don't know what I've always wondered how you turn on a console. Like in a studio. I always wanted it to be like a big old like Dr. Frankenstein switch, like you slam it, like everything turns on. But I don't think it's anything that romantic, sadly. Bottom end comes out with this 4KG. And see them changing what they hang. The clan they the South can finally. That one's more neutral. Hey. British In, which is a Neve one. That one's really good for adding low end though. That's really good on bass. Good on what it claimed. Yeah, you hear it. It kind of like adds like a lot of. It's kind of hard to hear it on guitars, but it's adding a lot of like just bottom to it. A simmer and I thought of what was thanks. A beauty come make good on what it claimed. Ooh, RC Tube's pretty good. fun thing is you can automate it too. So that's what I'm going to do. I like RC Tube for the verses because they're more clean. I like 4KE for the choruses because it's more bright and distorted. So we're just going to automate it. That's simple. Just to give it some tone color. Is caps on? Does it matter? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All right. So yeah, let's do that. From the top, baby.
Seeing change in what they hang. The plant they hate the South can finally make good on what it claimed. A simmer and a thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angles in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air. Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what it claimed. What did it claim? Until I head in the side of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great. Harrowing of hell inside of the heroines.
I just winged it on the bridge. Like, let's try a different one. It worked. So cool.
I've got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts. In the name of science, let's let Adam and Eve go. Like angels, only angles in her arm. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air. Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a vapor getting on the air.
Cool. Like it. I don't know why my camera keeps giving me like thumbs up emojis. I think it's really funny. Okay. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Does it do 2 thumbs up? I'll have to look back in the video. Okay. Let's try some EQ. Okay, let's see. I mean, it wasn't really need. Wasn't really actually need. Does it need some like 800 hertz, some like fundamental tone stuff, like some low end? I'm really trying to get into working in the mids. It's another goal of mine, 2025. Just really dive into knowing my mid range. So let's just try 800 hertz. Usually a good area in guitars for punch. I'm looking for punch. I'm in a never-ending battle for more punch.
Seeing change in what they hang. The plant they hate the South can
I like that. Yeah.
finally make good on what it claimed. A simmer and a thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels,
That's too much. But I do want it to go up in the choruses, I think, like 2 dB.
claimed. A summer and I thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels.
Actually, no, I don't want it to come up. It's fine where it is. I do want something to come up on the guitars in the chorus. Maybe something more in the higher end of the spectrum. 2K?
Come make good on what it claimed. Like angels.
Nah, I want to keep that area for the vocals. Actually, I might want to cut some, let's see.
Good on what it claimed. A summer and I thought of what was angst. A beauty come make.
Okay, that's good. And then you can, so whenever on the input channel, when you turn up the input gain, it said it cut down the output gain like this.
Good on what it claimed.
Which will clip it, but keep it from like blowing itself out. So actually cutting the 2K down, you can unlink them, hit this unlink IO button. I think you can turn the guitars up a little bit, actually.
Good
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try turning up in the chorus.
on what it claimed. A summer and I thought of what was angst. A beauty come make.
Whoops. Actually, I should turn up the output, not the input gain. I don't want to make it more distorted, just make it more loud.
Beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angels.
Nah. It's not like any of that. It likes it just like it is.
Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like
Actually, I think I might. We're gonna do some subtractive stuff there. I'm feeling like some like little build up. Take that out. Make some more room. But I feel like there's something in the top end we can boost. Maybe 7K.
the plant that the South can finally make.
That feels good.
Good on what it claimed. A summer and I thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a finger getting on the air.
Let me try turning down the input gain.
Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a finger getting on the air.
Oh, it's the 800 hertz we added. Actually, yeah, it feels like it too.
Like strangers, only partners play.
800 is a weird spot because like there's too much of it in a mix when it feels like, how do I explain it to my ears? It's like too much 800 hertz is when it feels like everyone's talking at once. Like everyone's talking over each other, I guess. That's fine. We can cut it in the chorus actually because I like it in the verses. It's fine. And I'm sure, is it fine in the bridge? It's fine in the bridge. So we're just going to cut that in the chorus. Let's do that real fast. Just basically the thing that worked in the chorus or worked in the verse is not working in the chorus. The 7K is fine though. I like the 7K a lot. I can just bypass it. These buttons right here, you can click them on.
Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sounds with a finger getting on the air. Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the growl can finally make good on what
high pass on the drum. I'm not sure if that's gonna cut. It's a little abrupt. I'll worry about that at a later date. It's a little too much. Subtlety's hard with high and low pass. The ear picks up on like, wait, what's going on? What's going on? Did I just lose my sense of hearing? It's that kind of shit. But that sounds good. So let's cut it in the second chorus as well.
Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare, silent to the fame and gaining on the air. Like angels, angels, like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare, silent to the fame and gaining on the air.
Okay, cool. I might turn the bass up in the choruses too to compensate for the kick going away, but put that on the list of things to do. This sounds fine. Got 7K is cool. What if we turned up some like 10, 15, whatever in the song? A little top. I don't know. Find out. Ooh, that was good.
The scene change and what they hang. The clan they hate the South can finally make good on what it claimed. A summer and I thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed.
It feels really good. See if it survives the chorus.
Like angels, only angels in. Like angels, only angels in her heart.
It doesn't survive the chorus. That's weird. That's really interesting. It's like all the fun shit on the guitars, none of it works in the chorus. Like the chorus is like, nah, none of that. Stop. And what that means to my ear is that it's like the song's telling me like, nah, Jason, J-Man, they ain't here for the guitars, Chief. They're here for the vocals. Don't forget that. And I'm like, they are here for the vocals. Pardon me. I was having too much fun, but the song said otherwise. You got to listen to this song. It's a symbiotic relationship, and that is something that takes time. That's something that I feel like I've been working on most of my music making career, which is this like, what's the song telling me it wants to be? Like you can't force your hand on it. You gotta. It's a relationship. It's not a monarchy. It's a partnership. I'm dating this song right now, and when I'm done with it, unfortunately, the relationship will be ending. And that's gonna be the end of this video. I gotta break up with the song at the end, otherwise I was considered for the rest of my life mixing it. Oh, such is love. But it works in the verses. So same thing. We're just going to automate that too. Oh, sorry. Turn it on. And actually that means we just go to the end and cut it off.
Like angels, teasing days and who was made lame. The we that ate the brow can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did it claim?
Ooh, boosting the guitars all the way at this like 10K. Kind of. It to my ear, it takes it off of the dramatic kind of like drum thing I did. I'll play it again.
Good on what it claimed. And what did it claim?
You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of makes it less abrupt. That's good because I don't want to change that. I don't. That ride cymbal's going crazy in that part. I want to cut it back. But okay, we're getting there. See if this works in the bridge. It works, but it needs to come down some. So we'll cut the dB, like, I don't know, 6. We'll cut it 6 in the bridge.
Inside the bed.
this off. You're getting a lot of room, like ground. Oh, wait. Did I cut it off? Blah, blah. Oh, I cut off here. Oh, no. What have I done? We'll just rewrite it. Shit. I think if I play, it will probably override it. Oh, sorry.
Inside of the heroines, I've got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts.
It didn't, it overrode it. Oh no, automation, no. Let's see. It's such a finicky system, automation. I'm gonna look for guitar bus. I need, oh, it's doing the slate thing where everything is like red weird. I forget which one it is. That's the one for the channel. Oh, I think I know how to read it. No, 3. Why does this change like this? Oh, fuck. Slates is bypassing. It's doing really weird shit. I'll try it this way. Okay, it's D3. Okay, cool. Slate, how the automation name is very hard to read. It's very confusing to read. Like, it's like a D03. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Well, I guess it corresponds to the spot in the channel strip D, but like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. But it's doing some other shit too. It's doing that weird thing where it slides down. All right, I gotta do some. Yeah, it's doing this shit. Where like, well, if it's binary, it probably doesn't matter if it's sliding up or down. So that's cool. This I mean, I have two DO2. I guess this is fine. Oh no. Let's see. It's on here. It's off here. It's on here. Okay, this must be it then. Okay, sorry. Minor confusion. Just automation will sometimes, instead of like automating the off point below the on point, it would do this like gradual thing, which I don't know. I don't know why it does that. It drives me crazy. It probably is a byproduct of the weird way I use automation, but it's not. It only really matters if it's like a setting that actually has a variation in the knob, like an EQ or a volume. But I just need to turn this. Does it go see? Goes back to here. No, I think I need to wipe this. Try again. We're gonna try this again. Okay, that's it. Okay, we're back. We're just gonna real time this.
like angels, only angels in. Teasing days and who was made lame. The weed that ate the ground can finally.
And then on during the bridge, but drop the dB, then cut it off at the turn up.
As a dichotomy, I feel great. Heroin hell inside of planets. Atoms and deep gold. Like angels, only angles in her arm.
Okay, and 800 hertz on the verse, off in the chorus, on the verse, on the bridge. It turns off here halfway through. That I don't want. Okay, what would you be? D3? That's the pan pot volume. probably this one. I'm feeling like it's this one. I really wish they were easier to understand. So, because we left this on all the way to the bridge, cut it off with a turn. Okay. No, that's not it. But I can find it easier now because I did something weird. D2? D3? No? Oh, it's on latch. Duh. It's D8? Okay. That's wrong. Because we kept down during the bridge. Inside of the hero. Okay, that's it. There we go. Ooh boy, yeah. Sometimes I confuse myself with automation to be extra careful. But I think we're good. This is fine. The scene changing what they hang. The plant they hate the south can finally make good what it claimed. A simmer and a thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners play. I've got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts. In the name of science, let's let Adam and Eve go. Like angels, only angles in her art. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare. Sound to the fame are gaining on the air. Like angels, only angles in her art. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare. Sound to the fame are gaining on the air. Okay, that's a lot of 10K in the final chorus. I think we might bypass it there. Was playing angels, only angles in her art. Like strangers, only. Oh, it could turn itself back on. I was about to say, like, we didn't have that going on in the chorus. It's a bit of pissing. I'm gonna look for guitars. We'll just do this. Like angels, only angles in her art. That should keep it off. Perfect. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare. Sound to the fame are gaining on the air. Like angels, only angles in her art. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare. Sound to the fame are gaining on the air. Yeah, cool. The 7K bump on the guitars, the final chorus is fine. The 10K bump on the chorus is bad. That was like ear splitting. And anyway, I want to leave that like top in for the vocals anyway. That's at the end. I dug myself out of a spider web I made of my own volition and automation, which means it's time to stop making content for YouTube. for tonight. Good night. Take care. And we're back, Noise Kitchen Studios. The journey continues. Working on this song, but we are reaching the finish line. Sounds good. Sounds good. Got some things I want to do to it. I feel like I've said that a few times, but it's getting there. Only thing I did off camera, I dropped everything down at dB on the buses. Give myself a little bit of headroom. It's getting a little crazy. Sounds good, but just a little headroom. Make my life a little easier. We're almost ready to start the vocals. I'm not doing it yet just because once I start on the vocals, I don't really want to go back. Like, that's the final frontier for this song. But it really sounds good. The only thing I may try is a little more compression on the drums, actually. I was watching a video today talking to Dave Durr, his podcast. Dave Durr was the guy that invented the distressor, and there's a slate model of the distressor. And he's just a really interesting guy, and he has some really cool points about life and music, and I don't know. I just really like the guy. And I have a distressor, or essentially the slate model of one, which sounds phenomenal. And I think on the final master bus, just a little more, almost said depression, a little more compression on the bus. Nothing wild, blended in, plenty of presets. Here's some from Dave Durr himself. Let's go drum bus. We'll just try from the top, blend it in. Wow. That's a lot. That's cool. Okay. 50%.
The scene change and what they hang. The plant they the South can finally make good on what it claimed.
Just instantaneous body. Just instant. Exactly what I wanted. It's perfect.
Like angels, only angles in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sound to the finger getting on the air. Teasing days and who was made lame. The weed that ate the ground can finally make good.
Oh my God, that's exactly what I wanted. I want to cry like that right now. It sounds so... Because the guitars got turned up really loud, and I like where the guitars are at. I don't want to touch them, but I wanted the drums to be more present. That is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. We're done. Oh man. Seriously, I thought I was going to go in and like just fiddle around with stuff, go a little crazy. Nah. It's exactly what it needs. Oh man.
Angels, only
I love when a preset just works and you just move on with live.
angles in her arm. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sound to the fame and getting on the air. Like angels, only angles in her arm. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sound to the fame and getting on the air. Go make glow what I
Word. Okay, I'm running out of tricks. We're about to move on to vocals. Last thing I got. Maybe this works. A little distortion on the bass. Let it stick out a little more. I like the bass. It's got a lot of weight. Does what bass should be doing. Maybe some distortion though. I don't know. It's the last thing I got. Last idea I got. And then it's on to the vocals. What should we use? Where could we go with it? I'm thinking that it's stressor because I know it the best, honestly. Nudist audio, nudist store. We use that in the drums. It worked pretty well though too. This S drive, this is a model of a Sans amp. That would work. What else we got? I have 1 bajillion plugins. What should I use? Audio thing. Nah. So it's the EQ. Parametric. No. I'm thinking the stressor. Just something for like the upper area of the bass where it stands out in the speakers more. The low end's fine. Just a little bit. Let me see, just a little bit. We'll start actually in the verse so we can hear it a little better. All right. Perfect. That's it. Just a little bit of like extra low mids distortion really helps the bass comes out. The longer I do this, the more I realize the real trick to getting good low end in a song is distortion on the bass, on the kick, whatever it might be. So it helps things poke out of the speakers more. Speaking of poking, sorry, let me speak that back. It's just that like little bit of distortion just makes things show up in speakers regardless of the size. You don't have to have a sub to hear the bass. You'll hear it in like an iPhone because it's got that thing above the bass, that low mids area, that little bit of distortion. I'll flick back and forth between it just to try to explain. And actually, before we go that, let's see, no cuts, output good. Okay.
Seeing change in what they hang. The plant they the South can finally make good on what it claimed. The summer and I thought of what was angst. The beauty come make good on what it claimed.
These things out here are distortion circuits that you can switch between. They can be subtle or not subtle changes. You just kind of have to play with it. I'm just going to run through them.
Seeing change in what they hang. The plant they the South can finally make good on what it.
I kind of like this one, November, in a little more focused on the low end. A little more focused on the low mids, basically going for what I want.
The summer and I thought of what was angst. The beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, holy angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sound to the finger getting on the air.
I think actually I might automate it to be less distorted in this in the chorus, so it's not so crazy.
Like angels, holy angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene.
Nah, I'll leave it.
Heroin of hell inside of the heroines.
trance. This is good. This is perfect. I was just playing around to see if I could, if maybe there need to be more bass, less bass in different parts of the songs. But I think it's good. I'm having fun listening to it.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The weed that ate the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did it claim? Until I had him beside the bed.
That low pass thing I did at the end of the second verse, it bothers me less this time. I still might change it. I don't know. It doesn't bother me though. So if it doesn't bother me, it might stay, but I don't know. Maybe it does bother me. The trick will be if I change it to if the vocals, when they kind of get cooked back in, if you notice it as much. But the alternate method is pretty simple. I just don't really feel like changing it. I'm gonna go and do some master bus work real fast before we start the vocals. What we got? Not much on this song in the master bus. A little bit here, a little bit of that. Everything's good. I just want... Rarely am I ever adding low end on the master bus with EQ. I find I shoot myself in the foot every time. It's usually me controlling the low end, dialing it back a little bit, and working on the low end a little further down the mix chain back to the individual track channels. But I add a lot of top end usually on the master. So let's see. I use this API EQ a lot for the top end stuff like this on the master. It just sounds really good. Top end instantly makes my voice sound better, but it just makes a song sound like it costs $10,000 more than it actually did. And there's some 20K 6 plus dB. Makes the vocals stick out. Backing vocals coming out more too. Everything's coming out more. We'll bypass this boost right here during the turn. It gets a little too spicy. It's too intimate for it to be spicy. What was that metaphor from a while back about intimacy and reverb? No, intimacy usually means less reverb to my ears, but also an intimate part in a song means less top end, I suppose. Like if it sounds like I'm Big Monster Truck Radio, you're listening to Swayze FM, where all we play is Imagine Dragons, that kind of stuff. This doesn't really work if it's supposed to be like real, like, hey girl, what's up? Top end doesn't. Certain areas of R&B definitely sound like this right here for sure, but I think generally like less top end means more sexy. And so in this turn right here, we'll dip that real fast. Let me see where I want to set it at. I'm loving this 20K. It's really helping out. Ooh, that's too much. Hear the little like top end on the hi-hat. I think 6 plus is plenty. Might be a little too much. That's +4. automate that real fast. It's an easy one. Yeah.
Like angels on the angles in her arm. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on.
Okay, perfect. This 3K here doesn't really cause too much of an issue with the intimacy thing. It's just like we're bumping 20K. That's like your cat's hearing top end range, but
Flare sounds of the hammer getting on the air.
for real for a lot of master bus EQ setting stuff, I usually go to the loudest part of the song too. I'm trying to figure out if it sounds better with more 1.5 or less 1.5. I don't know. Let's see. That sounds bad. I think it sounds best in neutral. Yeah, I was just trying to play around with the low end on this to see if it sounded better or not. I don't know, man. Anytime I'm turning up like the totality of the low end in a song on the master bus, I hate it. I hate it. I feel like I'm just messing up the mix. So, because like for a second I was like +2 and 40. It's kind of a vibe. I don't know. It always just starts to rock the boat too much. So, I'll pass. Let me see. I got one last band left in the CQ. Let's see if I can play around with the low end, maybe like 400. Let's go to a quiet part of the song. There's a lot of different ways I could play around with this low mid snap. I'm going to stop this video, make a new one though. BRB. Okay, I can tell I'm starting to find problems that don't exist. I'm having fun though, so I don't really care. I'm going to try one last thing and we're moving on to the vocals. I could walk away from this mix right now and be cool with it. Even just bumping on the master, the 20K, the vocals lift up out. I sound better now, right? I need to add this to the actual mix chain of this microphone. But there was a few ideas I had with the vocals still. So one last thing before we move on to that. I'm just going to see if there's any low mid thing that sounds better boosted or cut using this guy right down here. Technically, each one of these filters on an API sound different. Their cue points are different. I'm not quite sure how they actually look. It's something I know about API EQs. And if you noticed, these two boost the same frequencies essentially. They technically boost things in different ways, so you can kind of mess around with them and see if they sound better or worse. Will you notice? I'm not sure. Will I notice? Not sure. But just fun fact about API EQs, at least the ones in this plugin. Excuse me. I will edit that out too. Just going to do this quickly. Write down, let's do the verse. That's two diametrically opposed mixes though. Check that out. It's that little booster cut at 800. I can make an argument for either one of those. I'm going to go +2. Really helps this bring out the image of the song, but you can make an argument for something a little, if you want like more of a darker mix, cutting that one frequency completely changes the makeup of the song. That's the fun part about doing master bus EQ stuff. You can do wide swaths with very little movement to completely change how something sounds. That can also shoot you in the foot, but it also just like instantly change the vibe of something. So you don't have to be so meticulous. You can just make, there's time and places for broad strokes and there's times and places for broad strokes. And in mixing, they were on the master bus. So many that's what she says in audio, Jesus.
See them changing what they hang. The plant they hate the South can finally make good on what it claimed. A summer and I thought of what was angst, a beauty.
Okay, I'll stop boring you with playing the mix and actually do some stuff. It's that time. It's really that time. I'm excited. This has been fun. This has been a fun journey for sure. So we're vocal time. Okay, real fast on the main vocal. I don't think it needs much. Once again, I don't think it needs more compression. This thing needs some EQ. So we're gonna add that. I'm gonna go once again, little VMR, not VSX, VMR. Nope, doesn't recognize that. There we go. Virtual mix front. Stereo. For vocal stuff, I always love a good Neve, so that's what we'll use. And just a little something, a little top end. I just don't think it needs any more compression. I'm kind of, if anything, we're gonna add some distortion to it, holding to my 2025 resolution.
Is a news made lame. The we day the crowd can finally make good on what it claimed.
Let's go to this first. Go to the main verse. Well.
The plant they hate the South can finally change what they hang.
That's not it.
Change what they hang. The plant they hate the South can finally make good on what it claimed. A summer and I thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed.
Soul 1.5.
Changing what they hang. The plant they hate the South can finally make good on what it claimed. A summer and I thought of what was angst. A beauty come.
Not even that, like half a dB. Just a little bit.
Make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sound to the finger getting on the air. Teasing days and who was made.
I don't know if it needs it, actually. Every time I turn it on, it's bringing it way forward more than I thought, which I guess is kind of what I'm trying to do. But maybe I don't want it that forward. Maybe the vocals do sit in the mix exactly where they need to be.
Like angels, only angels in
I'll flip between it. You'll see what I mean.
like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare. Sound to the finger getting on the air. Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the crowd can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did it claim? Until I heard in the side of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great.
Yeah.
Weight of hell inside of the heroin.
Main vocal could come up a dB in this bridge, though.
Heroin of hell.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It gets a little too lost. I don't think it needs it in the chorus. I think it's fine.
Like angels, only
Yeah, it's fine. Just the bridge. Weird. Okay. Easy.
I feel great.
Maybe right there could be an EQ on the main vocal, just to pop it out a little bit. It's getting lost, but we'll just do it. We'll just add it to the bridge here, the DV bump.
Inside of the heroines, I've got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts. In the name of science, let's let Adam and Eve go like angels. Only
The cymbals getting a little bright but they're real bright here in the chorus.
guilty.
I gotta fix that easily though. Let me try using a de-esser real fast. Start the buzz. I'll just use the one that's in the VMR. Where's it? It's probably in harmonics. No. What about mastering? No. Dynamics, I guess? Yeah, this one. I think that the stressor brought it out a little bit, but that's fine. So drum setting. Yeah. See if that works.
Ghosts. In the name of science, let's
Feels good.
let Adam and Eve go like angels, only angles in her arm, like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene gaining on the flare, silent to the fame and gaining on the air. Like angels, only angles in like strangers, only partners playing.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, back to this verse real fast. Just this one part of the end gets a little muddy. Where's main vocal at here? Oh, that took it away. Oh, let me think about it. Let's put it back. I could see the finish line. Really, I think the only thing left is maybe a couple ideas I have with the background vocal buses. Got a crazy idea that could be fun if it works. Never know unless you try. Okay. Maybe Neve just wasn't the right thing to use. I don't know. Sometimes Neves are the opposite of transparent. That's what I like about them. They're let you know they're on. So I'll try pull tech real fast one more time. Just go back to the spec here. And I'm curious.
And see them changing what they hang. The plant they the South could finally make good on what it claimed. A simmer and I thought of what was angst. A beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, only angels in her.
No, it's I got it, man. Once you find the vocal mix, once you find exactly where that vocal is supposed to be, anytime you mess with it, you instantly regret it, and you're like, oh, I gotta stop. Big Choo Choo is here, but I'm not stopping. Okay. The only thing I was thinking of using an EQ for is ironically at the part where I took the top end out of the crash cymbal right here.
What's in it claim?
So I'll try bypassing it.
And who was made lame? The we day the brow can finally make good on what it claimed.
Oh, SPQ.
And what's in it
Nah, I give up. We're good. Okay. So my last idea is a mad scientist one, and it'll either very quickly work or it will not work. And it's pretty simple. First, let me turn the background vocals up to unity. Just make them a little louder. The eternal struggle. Keeping the background vocals from being foreground vocals, but keeping them interesting and hearable. Okay. Let's just try the choruses. I bumped both of them down here. Yeah, I bumped them both like to unity.
Like angels, only angels in her.
Yeah, it feels good. Go to the last chorus. Let's just go to we'll play.
And who was made lame, the weed that ate the ground can finally make. So I head inside the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great. Harrowing of hell inside of the heroines.
Okay. It's I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's a really fun stock plugin that's inside of Logic, and it's under it's under I forgot about the subspace. That's a fun one. Some of these plugins really bring back memories of past projects. I need to go back to using them. I'm looking for the one that does imaging, stereo spread. Yeah, baby. This is a fun one. I like this plugin. All I'm going to try to do is just play with the stereo field in these and see if I can make them sound cool, I guess. I just want to make them sound cool. The end goal of all music production, just make it sound cool. And I don't really know how they work, to be honest with you. I just kind of turn them on and turn them around, and you can sort of focus the frequency range using these low and high pass filters. And I guess this is kind of amplitude, although it might also be phase. I'm not an expert on this, but you don't gotta be, because when you turn them on, weird things start happening. So that's what I'm gonna do. We'll start with BVG vocals, which there should be some here. I've muted or soloed all the vocals.
Harrowing of hell.
I'll take the gang vocals out first, just so I don't confuse myself.
Harrowing of hell inside of the heroine.
And if you're in headphones or even on TV, you should sort of just feel the stereo spectrum of these background vocals just moving around.
Harrowing of hell inside of the heroine. I got desires and wishes against guilty.
I think I'll have to do these in context, though, to really know. I'm just trying to use these to eke out a space for the background vocals that wasn't previously there by using stereo imaging, essentially.
Inside of the heroines.
That works.
Harrowing of hell inside of the heroines. I got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts.
Yeah, it has the effect. It's almost like it's creating a space for an element that wasn't previously there. Perfect. I didn't think this would work. I went into this one kind of pessimistic, but it did exactly what I wanted, which is just to just make it kind of like, because it's kind of getting buried in the mix, not like buried in I want it in the background way, but buried in there's too many vocals kind of way. And it's just a really cool way to unbury them, I guess. So gang vocals, let me track some down. I'm getting confused as to where's there's some gangs. Well, actually, here's what we should do. Let's use the first chorus as our measure for these two groups of vocals, and that will be that. And I'm not gonna change them or anything. I'm just gonna set them and leave them. So we got background sound. You notice I turned it down some because once it became more present, it did need to be more loud. Actually, I think I'll take it back down to -1. And I'll do the same with this. Okay. All we're going to do is just play through first chorus. All we got to do is just find a spot for the gang vocals. Same premise, though.
Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene.
That might be it. Just right there.
Like angels, only angels in her heart.
Now let me do these in solo to really exemplify what's going on.
Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare, songs with a finger getting on the air.
And you can further sculpt where they're showing up in the stereo spectrum using these low and high pass like I mentioned.
Like angels, only angels in.
I rarely mess with the upper frequencies, usually just the lower ones though.
Like angels, only angels in her.
It's trippy in a pair of headphones.
Like angels, only angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare, sounds with a flamer getting on the air.
Okay, that's cool. If I think we're done. I think this song's done. I got one more idea actually. One final idea. The Kiss of Shame, this tape emulation plugin I've talked about, it's got a blend knob on it. Never noticed how it had a wet dry. And you turn it up all the way, it doesn't sound too good. But I'm just going to play with it throughout the song. See if I could automate it maybe. Makes parts more distorted, less not. Go get this plugin. Just Google the Kiss of Shame tape plugin. You'll find a link for it. I absolutely love this thing. It's on every mix I do now. It's so good. And there's no latency on it. Usually I would use the Slate virtual tape machine, but even having its mere presence in a project causes extreme amounts of latency to the point that I can't actually record and hear myself at the same time. But this thing, no latency, it's perfectly fine. And it's free. Free. So I'm just going to run through the song, play with this. This isn't my final idea, though. My last idea involves adding an actual plugin to the Mixbus, but I'm going to clam up, just play the song. Oh, wow, check this out. This is just this is how much of an effect this plugin has. Sorry to stop the song. It's 100% off right now. I feel like I'm in like the Howard Stern show. Now I'm not. Now it's like 1965. So it's definitely doing some low pass stuff and adding distortion, but that's cool. My problem with a lot of tape plugins is they're too subtle. Maybe that's actually correct to using tape. Never recorded tape. But I don't want it to be subtle. Not a big fan of subtlety in mixing if you haven't figured that one out. But yeah, cool. Right there.
Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene getting on the flare, sounds with a finger getting on the air. Teasing days and who was made lame. The we day the crowd can finally make good on what it claimed.
I'm getting rid of the high pass thing. I hate it. I hate it. I hate this move I made. It's gonna drive me crazy. The alternative is just using EQ to like cut out the bit that's driving me nuts. Where to put it at? I know it's automated. Is it automated? Let's turn off and see if it should be automated. It's not showing up on my it's on the drum bus, right? Drum bus, yeah. Where's it at? It's weird. Okay, we'll do it this way. We'll just rewrite it with it off. Oh, is it on now? Oh, it's bumped. That might be one reason why I was taking my head off. Let's turn this down. We'll just run this verse in Latch. It will inadvertently overwrite the cut I made.
Teasing days and who was made lame. The we that ate the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did I claim?
That didn't work. I thought it would work. Didn't work. Let me see. I should have my EQ options here. Volume, solo, mute. No, it's not in here. How did I fuck this up? What is the problem? Pardon the mouth noises. I could get rid of the EQ. Or I could just leave it, actually. I can also do this. Let me see. Let me take it up to like 9,000. So it's not such an abrupt cut.
Was made lame. The we that ate the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did I claim?
That's good. Okay, it was just too abrupt of a cut. It felt like you had instantaneous hearing damage. Never want that. Too abrupt in a song. 9K is fine. I think it solves the problem. In my car, when a car checked it, it's just that crash symbol like took it came into my forehead, like melted me.
Who was made lame. The we that ate the ground can finally make good on what it claimed. And what did I claim? Until I heard in the side of the bed. As a dichotomy I feel great. Harrowing of hell inside of the heroines. I've got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts.
Backing vocals can actually come down more.
Harrowing of hell inside of the heroines.
I want to turn off these high-low pads to kind of mess with the phase relationship. I usually leave them like neutral, actually. I'm kind of noticing it.
Harrowing of hell inside of the heroines. I've got desires and wishes against guilty ghosts. In the name of science, let's let Adam and Eve go. Like angels on the angles in her arm. Like strangers, only partners playing.
Oh, hello, hi. I might actually turn the blend knob up on the turn to make it even more dark. Let's try that.
Like angels, only angles in her arm. Like strangers, only partners playing parts. Mary Magdalene.
Yeah, let's do that. Real easy. Even more intimate. Got to make it as intimate as possible because it's like the one quiet part in an otherwise like cannonball, caveman, unga bunga kind of punk rock song. So
Let's let
Perfect. Okay. Chat, that's about it. I got one last idea, and after that, just a quick little playing around on the master compressor, FGX2. And this journey comes to an end. Be right back. So don't usually add plugins at the end of a mix under the master bus. I find it really throws me off. If I don't start with it, I usually don't add it to the end. But Isotope makes a really cool plugin, and it's called Trash. Trash 2. I think it's a new Trash. Has a bit of a different interface now. It's a plugin that I haven't used very much. I bought it a long time ago. Maybe got it for free. Not sure, but it's essentially a matrix for building saturation and distortion, and it's really, 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 really cool. And it's one of the plugins I plan on using a lot this year because you can get some bananas sounds out of this thing. Subtle sounds, sounds of the world ending, truly. So I'm going to be using both. But I saw a guy once in a video, he used this on the master bus under subtle for some tape saturation. So I'm just going to run through these real fast. And it's the last thing in the chain before the master bus compressor. And we'll see if they do anything. Might not do anything. So let's just try. Oh, hey, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. Oh, shit. Hi, check. Wow, what the fuck? These are the subtle ones, by the way. Delay? Wow. I'm looking for a tape one, like a tape saturation. Utility? What we got down here? Check. Wow, that's so cool. What? Yeah, check. Hey. Oh my god. I don't think this is going to be it, actually. I'm going to bypass this one. Okay. They're all really, really aggressive. I'm not sure what he was using. Maybe I could design one at a later date. But also it kind of makes talking a little awkward. But just a quick little rundown, you can see like, wow, like you can do a lot of stuff. Let's see. Remove all. Don't do that. Remove all sounds. Oh, let's see. I'll take the spaces out. Oh no, where are you looking for? There we go. Remove an empty insert. Oh, check. Remove empty insert slots. Okay, well, that's really it. I'm going to just see using the old FGX2 do anything. I don't do a lot of really extreme compression in general. And on the master bus, on the final sort of, we're using this as the limiter for this mix. Just go through, play with it. Not, as you can see, quick attack, the quickest release possible. I like as short a release time as I can get. I don't like holding things out too long. It feels really unnatural to me. But let's run through. That's about it. I'll give it like one run through. Play with it. If anything comes out, seems more interesting, leave that. If nothing, we're done.
South can finally make good what it claimed. Simmer and I thought of what was angst. Beauty come make good on what it claimed.
pretty sure that's what I left it on to begin with. Maybe one last check on this channel EQ that we're using. So if there's anything that stands out. I don't know. I think I'm done. I think this song's done, to be totally honest. I feel like I'm at the point where I'm only going to cause myself more problems. Nothing about it bothers me. What I'm going to do is what I always do. Sleep on it. Print this, listen to it a little bit tomorrow, different formats. I'll actually go in and use the Slate VSX studio rooms a little bit. Can't use them in this video, unfortunately. But I think we're done. So if we're done, then the next bit in this video, the final bit, will be the original track. I'm not going to clip gain it. I'm just going to leave it like it is. And then this final mix sans the Good Hurts thing. That's just for me. That's just for mixing, but I don't actually print with that. It sounds kind of cool sometimes to print with it. I'm not printing with it though. So there'll be that, and that'll be it. And this has been a journey. This is only the second song. So we got 8 other songs, there's 10 songs. Next week's video will not be a mixing video. This is not a mixing channel entirely. It's a channel about making music. So next week, I'm going to play around with the Nudist Story, made by Nudist Audio. We're going to make some music with it. And it truly is the first plugin I've ever bought that scares me. It's the scariest plugin. It makes noises that terrify me, and I love it. And we're going to use a writing prompt that I got off of Twitter from Trenton Reznor, and it's going to be fun. But this has been a journey. I hope you've enjoyed. Plenty more to come. Plenty more to come. Like and subscribe. Probably said it already. If you watched this far, you should probably like and subscribe. But yeah, it's been fun. A lot of things have happened in life between the start of the mixing of this song and this point. So it's been an interesting couple days. Not bad, just things change, baby. Things change. But truly, bottom of my heart, I feel like I've gotten better at mixing through this one song. I haven't really had to push myself in a long time. Working on my own solo stuff, I don't really go this hard in the mixing, honestly. I just kind of mix as I go by the end. Does it sound good? Good. This is mixing, capital M. And I've really leveled up. I really feel like in my head, I've gotten better at hearing frequencies, EQ frequencies, and be able to work with them a little better. Getting less scared of the low mids, in the mids. It's been a wild trip. I hope you liked the final mix. I had a lot of fun working on it though. Thank you.
The scene changing what they hang. The plant they the south can finally make good. A summer and I thought of what was angst. Oh, beauty come make good on what it claimed. Like angels, angels in her heart. Like strangers, only partners play parts. like strangers.